Hello, all, and welcome to this Friday afternoon's non-alcoholic beer review. You can see it's still pretty light out, and I look like crap, don't I? Just looking at this camera thing. Um, yeah, I'm. It's like I'm having massive headaches from caffeine withdrawal, even though I'm still allowing myself tea. But that's, I just pretty much only cut out energy drinks and coffee on non-work days. So, you know, facing the fact that, yeah, wow. And the alcohol was definitely helping me sleep at night, because I would always do my reviews late at night, because then afterwards I would go to bed and boom, lights out. Can't do that no more. But enough about me. What are we reviewing today? We are reviewing something from Deschutes Brewery. This is Black Butte non-alcoholic. So it's porter that's non-alcoholic. And let's go and so I got this from Whole Foods. I got a couple sixers from Whole Foods to go and review. There's another one I'm going to review next. My next set days off. I didn't. They did not have the dates printed on the packaging, but when I got this, I realized that this was packaged on 8/31/23. So your mileage may vary with this. This is a little over 4 months old. And I'm finding, and it doesn't look like it was treated very well. You can see like scratches on the cans here. So this might have been in the back room for a while. There's like dents here. It's like, I don't know what happened to this sixer, but it looks like it was not treated very well. So with that, I would like you to go and take this review with a bit of grain of salt, because this thing, might have been sitting in the warehouse for a while, been jostled about for a bit, and then sat on the shelf for a good deal of time too. So what conclusions I have are, sort of, what's the word here? Uh, Brain's not working right without the caffeine. Is sort of, man, this is happening to me a lot now. You think that, cutting out a whole bunch of like bad habits would cause improvements in both my physical health and my cognitive health, but it just doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be that way. Um, I really want to grab that word now because it's bugging me. Caveat. So the caveat being that this has been abused for a little bit. You know, take that as it is. I've let this one warm up for a good deal, as best as it can warm up. This is like the first time in many years that it hasn't risen above 70 degrees. Where here in Hawaii, it stayed below 70 degrees. It's currently 69 degrees Fahrenheit. After this, I'm going to take a shower because I don't want to take a shower when it's 61 degrees because it feels like an ice bath. Also, too, water heater is run by solar, and so I want to get it while it's still got hot water. Yeah. So without much further ado, let's just get straight to this. After sitting out for about half an hour, I think this is about the correct room temperature for something like this. Pouring it into this glass. Craft glass. To be honest, I can't discern much of a difference in appearance from the regular Black Butte. Maybe the head is just a slightly lighter shade. It's still sort of a light brown. Got some cocoa, carob, herbaceous notes. All in all, really, really just smells like the regular Black Butte porter, but not as intense. Onto the palate now, shall we? So obviously what hits me first is the mouthfeel is thin, which is kind of disconcerting with a porter or a stout. That can't be helped. That's what the alcohol is there for. There also seems to be a bit less sweetness to it. You know, so the cocoa kind of notes kind of come off as a little bit more charred, or maybe like charred coffee like notes. Up front is malt bitterness mixed with some hop bitterness. The herbaceousness that I find in this particular beer, in this alcoholic form, when you have this too cold, it becomes very astringent and nasty tasting. It's much less so in when it's warmed up to room temperature. I think that might be an artifact just of the age and the fact that I think this sixer hasn't been treated very well. Um, all in all, though, there's not really a wordiness except for in the finish. That sort of cooked vegetables note. People say like vegetal notes, things like that. For me, it kind of comes across as a bit more, like I said, cooked. It could be cooked graininess or cooked vegetation. It's not particularly strong, but I'm not really reviewing the old school style non-alcoholic beers where they basically boiled off the alcohol. They do more advanced techniques nowadays, especially craft brewers. You still have it, but you still have that note, but it's much, much more subtle. It's not the dominating note. So the sweetness is up front, kind of dry in the rest. That nasty kind of herbaceous vegetal note is strongest in the top note, but overall decent on the palate itself. Retains its head fairly well. Again, really a lot of coffee-like notes in the long finish. Honestly, the coffee-like notes are closer to actual coffee than the coffee evocative notes of the alcoholic version of this. And I would say with the alcoholic version and the more present sugars in the normal version of this, it comes more across as mocha-like. Lack of sweetness kind of diminishes the cocoa quality. all in all, I'd have to go and say this is not bad. It's not great either, especially as I'm getting exposed to like more and more non-alcoholic beers. Like I said, this is caveated by the fact that this is fairly, it's been on the shelf for a while, and I don't think it was treated well beforehand. But yeah, if you're craving like a dark non-alcoholic beer, I think this is one of the options that's available for you. Being that most non-alcoholic beers are various types of lagers. Um, and that, folks, I guess is your non-alcoholic beer review for this afternoon. Cheers.